All right, now we're going to look at another law that's or a rule rather, that's kind of become more and more obsolete with the use of calculators. It tells you how you can determine the number of positive real zeros or negative real zeros. Remember, the highest power tells us possible zeros. But if you want to know how many are positive, you look for sign switches in the equation. For every sign switch going from positive to negative or vice versa, that's a positive real zero opportunity. To find negatives, you need to first go in with parentheses and put a negative x in all the spots, and then count sign switches. That's how many possible. Let's just say there's 2 positive real zeros. Well, it could be 2 or any even number less than that, so like 0. Let's say you had 3 negative options. It would be either 3 or 1 negative 0. That's confusing. I know it is. Let's just look at an example. So I've given us some more words. It says describe the possible real zeros. Now first, how many real zeros are there? 4 possible real zeros. Okay, so let's start with that information. We know that's true. To find out how many are even, you just look at your equation. How many sign switches do you see? Remember, this is positive here. So this is the first sign switch. And negative to negative is not a sign switch. Negative to positive, this is. So there's a second. And these just stay positive. So 2. So if I said the possible positive zeros are either 2 or any even number less than that would only be 0. So 2 or 0. If you wanted to find out how many possible negatives, you just type in a negative x to each spot and simplify. So this goes away, and so it's still x to the 4th. This becomes negative. 3 negatives is a negative times by that. That's positive, so 3x cubed. This one goes away, it cancels out. We have negative 5x squared here. This becomes negative 2x. And then we have the plus 7. So we count them up. Positive, positive, that's no sign switch. Positive, negative, that's the first sign switch. Negative, negative stays the same. Negative, positive, that's 2. So possible negative zeros would be either 2 or some even number less than 2, which is only 0. So those are only possibilities, okay? I know it's kind of confusing. You just look at the graph and see which ones are positive, which ones are negative, but that's the algebra behind it. So now you could determine from this one, how many sign switches could you count?